Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because what I'm about to reveal to you will shake the foundation of this British political establishment that we're seeing here. Guys, this is not just a normal scandal. This is a full-blown portrayal of the British people, and I'm gonna lay it down here. I will. Because former MP Andrew Bridgen has dropped the nuclear big truth bomb. And the mainstream media, they are closing their eyes, they are silenced, they are complicit because they ignore this. Yes, they didn't want to touch on this story, but guess what? He's dropped the bomb. And today, of course, as always, we always get in trouble. We're going to reveal what could be the biggest migration cover-up in the UK, in the modern UK history. Now let's start. For some of you guys might be thinking, Barack, who's Andrew Bridgen? I've never heard of that guy. Who's that guy? Well, Andrew Bridgen is a former Conservative MP for Northwest Leicestershire. He was a backbencher, but he wasn't just a normal, regular backbencher pushover. No, he was outspoken. He was controversial, of course. And he was unafraid to challenge the establishment, basically. And when he started asking questions, I'm talking real questions about vaccine safety, government corruption, migration policies, the armor came down on him. Yes, they're like, what? Silly guy, why are you asking important questions? Shut up. They hit him hard. And the first time of this, the real example of this was in January 2023, when Andrew Bridgen tweeted about vaccine injuries, comparing the silence around vaccine to a historical atrocity. The backlash, of course, was immediate. Matt Hancock, yes, you remember that guy? Yeah, the guy who kept us locked down. He started teaching us how to wash our hands and stuff. Yeah, he called him disgusting. And he said he was anti-Semitic. And Rishi Sunak echoed the same condemnation. But Andrew Bridgen says this was coordinated, a hit job, and it was a smear campaign to silence the whistleblower. And that's when we started noticing, and a lot of people started waking up to what was going on during COVID time, after COVID, after lockdown. Yeah, and now he's dropped another big bomb. Yes, this one is explosive. Andrew Bridgen has alleged that the Conservative government under Rishi Sunak was not just failing to stop the illegal migration across the channel. They were actively recycling migrant boats back to France. Let me say that again. Boats used by illegal migrants were being returned to France only to be reused and sent back to France again. So all those boats that you've been seeing in 2022, 2023, possibly 2024 as well, were probably boats that came and were sent back to basically bring more in. So this was a revolving door of human trafficking, aid and abetting by the great British government. It just gets worse every single day, doesn't it? Like, think these guys are saying, hey, we're cracking down. Oh, we're smashing the gang. But then more people come in. You're like, what gang are you really smashing? I mean, let me stay on the topic here. Because sources close to Andrew Bridgen, I tried to call him today. I have his number somehow. Somehow I'm getting connected to these people. I have his number. I called him today. I wanted to get him on the show, but we didn't get in contact. I'm waiting for his response. But whenever he is available, it will be cool to bring him on and see what he could share about this. But let me stick on the information. So brace yourself for that podcast. It's probably gonna happen very, very soon. Me and Andrew Bridgen. But yeah, let me stick to the story here. Sources close to Andrew Bridgen claim that internal memos and maritime log shows repeated instances of the UK border force vessels intercepting boats, tagging them and sending them back to France. Yeah, not sending them back to France after being destroyed. No, they did not destroy it. They just package it nicely and they're like, hey, send it back. Just basically send it back. And you might be thinking, Barack, why? Maybe to keep the numbers up, maybe to keep the crisis alive, maybe to justify more funding, maybe to justify more surveillance, maybe to justify more control. That could be why. Now let's look at the number. The data shows that in 2022 alone, that was the highest. We know that was the highest amount of people that crossed. In 2022 alone, over 45,000 migrants crossed the channel that year alone. That's a record. I think Labour is on track to beating it this year. So we'll see. So that's a record. And yet the government claimed, well, Rishi Sunak claimed that they were cracking it down. So where's the crackdown? Where's the deterrent? If Andrew Bridgen's claims are true, that the government wasn't just cracking it down, they were actually fueling the fire, then boy, this is a huge problem. This is a big deal. This should be a mainstream news. Now, Bridgen says it tried to raise the alarm. It brought the concern to the parliament, to the committee, to the press, and what happened? He was expelled from the Conservative Party. He was branded as racist, conspiracy theory. I mean, does that sound like a new thing? I mean, almost everybody who has a standing ground on the information, they basically gets called racist, conspiracy theory, and get cast out to the dogs. Just a quick pause, guys. I need your help. We need your help because this machine have tried everything. They've deplatformed us once. They've shadow banned us, as you can see from the views. Blacklisted us, and the channel remains demonetized. You want to know why? Because we report on something that they don't want you to know. But guess what? We're still here. We're still standing, broadcasting raw, unfiltered truth right through the technocrat machine that they want you to live in. They want your system. They want everybody to live in this machine, so then they can surveil and control and see what you're saying, see what you're not saying. But we resist that. But I have to be honest with you. Yeah, we are running a little bit thin. And we need your help to keep this channel alive. Because the bills, they can't pay themselves, as we already know it. The system, the server, the little crew that we got, the little studio that we have right now, it's all powered by you. All the donation that we get, it keeps this alive. This keeps the crew alive. And yes, I get it. They want to silence us. They want to shut down the show. Because, yeah, it's the last firewall between you and the psychological warfare that they call news. Because we tell the truth. We don't control the news. We give it to you raw and you make your own decision with it. But here's the good news though. Because there's many of us than them. Because we got a lot of freedom-loving warriors here listening to us like you. So, I'm asking you, every listener who can chip in a few quid a month or once, not only gonna make us survive, but expand the team and expand the mission. So I'm asking you to keep us on air, keep the mission alive, and keep this voice on chain. Not just my voice, many other people who are asking for help too. So if you're able to, if you can, go to the link in the description, the first link in the description, just leave something, leave a donation. It could be 50p, it could be £50, 500, it could be anything. We appreciate it. And I want you to know this is not charity. This is a resistance. We're not here to beg. We're here to fight. As you already been seeing us fight. But with your help, we win. And we always win. Always. Let's get back into the video. The mainstream media outlets like BBC, Sky News and the Guardian run a hit piece. Not investigated the boat recycling claim. Not asking why the channel crosses keep increasing and increasing despite millions being spent on deterrent. They just run a piece on destroying his name. This is what they do. When you come out with real information, they don't take that real information and make sure it's everywhere, or they don't go deeper with the real information. No, they attack you personally so they can break you and give you and basically destroy your courage to come out again. That's what they do. I mean, we're seeing it here on YouTube. Every time when we report something big to you guys, any video that gets viral or anything, they basically just, well, either they'll flag the video, first of all. So, doesn't encourage us to make the same video because it's flagged. We don't want problem on his channel. Or maybe they'll demonetize the channel like they have done on us. So then it's like, man, that video goes demonetized, so guess what? Yeah, we're not gonna make those videos because they might take down the channel. That's what they do. They attack you. They don't attack the information. They attack you personally, and that's what they did to Andrew Bridgen. Now, here's a quote I need to read to you from Bridgen's legal team. He says, our client Our client believed he was targeted by exposing the systematic failure in the border enforcement and public health policy. The deflammatory statements made by Rishi Sunak and Mr. Hancock were intended to silence dissent. And guess what? That's what they do. They attack you personally. Yeah, they come at you, not the information, not the thing that you're doing. They don't come at you critically like, hey, or maybe we should do it this way, or you were right this side, but I think you're wrong on this side. No, they don't come at you that way. They just come at you personally like, hit. They come at you, they start digging something, they're like, oh yeah, you step on a kid when in 2020, or maybe they'll come out with something like, hey, you kissed a girl in a bar in 2009. All right, she's coming out now. You say she didn't give you consent. I'm gonna put you in jail now. That's what they do. It's insane. Yeah, this is just getting better. Well, not better. It's getting better for the people who want the truth. Yes, we want this truth to come out. It's getting better for us. But it's getting worse and worse every single day when you look into what the government have been doing and, you know, what they're claiming to be doing and what they are actually doing. So let's just zoom out for a bit on this thing. Let's zoom out and let's ask questions. Let's be critical here, as we always are. And the question is, why would the government allow this to happen? And why would they recycle boats and enable illegal migrants to keep on crossing? Why would they do that? Well, according to my research, I happen to have like a couple answers to this. One of them could be control. And maybe the other one is that the globalist agenda always thrives when there's chaos. Migration crisis destabilize the nation, erodes borders, and justify authoritarian policies. Because when everybody's out there protesting, when everybody's out there, you know, rioting because they're angry about illegal migration, guess what? They can push the Online Safety Act. They can push the are you having arrestable thoughts type of policy. They can push all these policies where you can't say this, you can't say this. They can push all these policies where they can listen to your phone and all these things, and then they can also push another policy where they can ban you from protesting for 25 days. You don't know? Yeah, it's happening. They're pushing all this. And guess what? Rishi Sunak, a former Goldman Sachs banker, he's no stranger to a globalist finance. He's no stranger to this. First of all, he has ties to the World Economic Forum style institution. And that is well documented. You can easily search it online and find out that Rishi Sunak was a part of the, well, he's a part of the bloc. He's a part of the establishment. He's established himself. So, of course, Andrew Bridgen's claim threatened that narrative. And guess what they did? They basically went on him, cast him out the dogs, threw him out the party, and they just made all these points were not addressed. They were just silenced because he exposed the machine behind the scene. He exposed the NGOs, the maritime contract, the intelligent agencies that are working to facilitate this madness. So obviously he got attacked. Now I want to take you back in 2021, because in 2021 the UK signed a 54 million deal with France to increase patrol in the seas. And guess what? Crossing increased. Why? We paid 54 million pounds to increase patrol in the seas, but guess what? More boats are paying to swerve around and skip those patrols. I mean, why? Well, maybe because the boats weren't being stopped. They were being recycled. And that's why it's not incompetency, it's by design. It's not like these guys are failing to stop these guys coming in. No, it's because they're working together. And now that's and I'm saying that based on this report, if it's true. If this report from Andrew Bridgen is true, then that's where we are right now. Now, of course, Bridgen is pushing for, is pursuing a legal action. He's demanding accountability. He wants Rishi Sunak and Hancock to answer under oath. Woof! I love that. I mean, they can easily just lie. I mean, there's a lot of people who have stood on the thing and held the Bible and said some crap and walk away free. I'm not sure. I hope this will happen, but the chances of this happening is very, very low. And it says, if this goes to court, well, if this case goes to court, if he's successful, if his lawyers do good work and we end up going to court, the documents, the testimonial, the whistleblowers will be revealed. So we'll be able to see documents. We'll be able to see, you know how we got those WhatsApp texts from Man Hancock during COVID? We might be able to see something similar. And that is good. Of course, it's terrifying for the globalists, but it's good for people like us who are seeking the truth. And that is lovely. We want that. Now, of course, if Andrew Bridgen's case is true, then this is not just a regular this is not just a scandal. It's not like, oh, expose it. No, this is treason. And it is deliberately undermining the national sovereignty for political gain. Basically destroying our border, destroying the country just to gain some political scores. And that's a problem here. And that's a big problem. I mean, think about it. Every time when you hear migration, every time when you hear about migrant boat crossing, you ask yourself, now if you think about it, every time when a migrant crossed the channel, now you have to start asking yourself, and the question and the things to ask yourself is, was that boat recycled? Has that boat ever came in and got sent back? Or maybe you got to ask the next question again is, was that boat preventable? Because it just crossed, was it preventable? And then you have to look at this case and be like, if it's true, then that boat was preventable and it was just let in. And if it's true, then that means this boat was probably recycled and is coming in back again. And the question to ask is, who's profiting from all this chaos? Because right now we're seeing people, every time when you go online, there's people out there who are waiting, who are planning to go out there and protest, who are planning to go out there and show their dissatisfaction with this government. Well, not just this government, with what the leaders in this country have been doing. There's people planning to go protest almost every single day. And the question is, who's profiting from this chaos? And then when you see the policies that they're pushing policies that give them more control. Is that why? Do they need chaos so they can justify more control? I'm not sure. I'm just a guy who hosts a show on YouTube, guys. So I'm here just to pose you and to report on you and maybe give you, how should I say it? Maybe bring up all these questions that I think would be important to have in your mind while you listening or you looking into this story. Because I think this is just the beginning. I think this is just the beginning. There will be more that will come out. And I really like it when somebody, when a guy who's been a part of the establishment comes out and speak to the locals and become a human again. Because I don't believe these guys are human. And they become human again. Maybe their hearts start pumping again and they go after the establishment. Because those guys know, like Andrew Bridgen knows something. And I think he's just getting started. And guys, there's a lot of gold here to keep on digging. So guess what? I'm going to keep on digging. We're going to try to expose all this. And hopefully Andrew Bridgen can give me a call back. Hey Andrew, hey, if you're watching this video, the missed call that you got today, it's me. Please, we need to get you on the show. If there's anything you can share, we need to have you here. Because I want to expose the lies. I want to expose all the cover-up, every portrayal. Yes, I want that out. The British people deserve this. We deserve this. I mean, what? Yeah, I'm excited for what to come. Of course, it's going to be horrible. Brace yourself for an impact. And if you want to keep us on air, you want us to keep on doing this, we are risking our life every time. Well, we're risking the channel every time when we go out there and do these videos. So if you want to help us out, you can leave a donation, or you can go out there and get yourself a merch. The nation needs to know. Isn't that a cool slogan? Yeah, it's a slogan that got me to start this channel actually last year. And we are keeping it forever. The nation needs to know. We put it on our chest. We're walking truth. And we're out here to expose these type of stuff. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is what's going on. Hopefully we can get Andrew Bridgen on a show very soon. But without further ado, hand to the head, salute. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. The propaganda is thick and the truth is so thin, and the hourglass is almost empty. While the mainstream media program the herd with fear and distractions, we're here to show you the real map. The map they don't want you to see. This whole thing here is not just for entertainment. This is a rescue mission for your souls. So strap yourself in and let's go save the ones that we've lost and wake them up with the truth. Because this is the Baraka Show.